Okay, so now we are going to take a look at what kind of words, what vocabulary should we use for writing pie chart reports. If you see these percentages, so for 73% you can say nearly 3/4, 51% just over a half, 49% just under a half, 32% nearly a third. So because 33% would make it 1/3. So we will call it nearly a third, right? 3% a tiny fraction, 50% exactly half, 26% roughly 1/4, right? 49 around a half, nearly a half, just under a half, right? 24% almost a quarter, because it's not a quarter. Even 23 can be considered almost a quarter. 73% almost 3/4 or approximately 3/4, right? So this is the near about approximation vocabulary that we have to use. For these percentages like 70%, we can say a large proportion, a significant majority, a small minority, which is 15%, and other qualifiers can be 77% just over 3/4, 77% just approximately 3/4, right? So this is the vocabulary that you can take a look at. This is in terms of percentages. And this is in terms of fractions. So for 80% you can say 4/5, 75% 3/4, 70 7 in 10, 60 3/5, 65 approximately 2/3, 45 more than 2/5, 50 half. For 10% you can say 1 in 10, 5% you can say 1 in 20, 20% a fifth, 25% a quarter, 30% less than a third. Right, so this kind of vocabulary is going to be of immense importance when you are doing the pie charts. This is even used in table. When you're writing a report for table diagrams, that this vocabulary is going to be of help to you. Now let's take a look at the pie chart question. Okay, so this is the same question that we were looking at. This is a pie chart that shows the amount of money that a children's church charity located in the USA spent and received in 1 year 2016. We have already looked at the pie charts. These are revenue sources, this is expenditure. Now let's see how can we write the model answer for this pie chart. So as we see the pie charts, because this is not a single pie chart, we'll say pie charts, show the percentage of income and expenditures in the year 2016 for a children's charity in the US. Right, now we are going to write the overview. So overview, if we see, we can say that donated food is the highest contributor of revenue and the amount of expenditure incurred was the highest on program services. This is 53 million and this is again 53 million, so it is 561 and this is 224. So barely able to cover, right? So we can say that donated food accounted for a major share of income while program services accounted for the most expenditure. It can be clearly seen that the total revenue sources just exceeded the money spent. So overview is complete. Now we come to the detailed ones. We can either divide it one para to do the revenue and one para we can do the expenditure, or we can talk about the majority in one para and minority in the other para, right? Both of the comparisons can be made. So it is talking about revenue in this and this is expenditure. It says the income from other sources 0.4 was slightly more than the income from government grants and investment income together, which were 0.2% each. On the other hand, the community contributions were the second largest contributors towards revenue at 10.4 of the overall income. The amount obtained from program revenue was more than the sum total of amount contributed by the other three, namely government grants, investment income, and other sources by 1.4%. So this is the expenditure side. However, only program services accounted for a major share of the money spent, which is 95.8 of the total, while fundraising and management were general spent the least, being 2.6% and 1.6% of the total respectively. The total income was this, which was just sufficient to meet the expenditure of this much, right? So even if the pie charts are totally unrelated, you can still find the ways to summarize and contrast the information. These are the two things that you're going to do.